Well, take my word for it, Montag. There's nothing there. The books have nothing to say. Look, these are all novels. All about people that never existed. The people that read them, it makes them unhappy with their own lives, makes them want to live in other ways that can never really be. Thinkers, philosophers, all of them saying exactly the same thing, only I am right. The others are all idiots. How many literary awards would you say were made in this country on an average each year? 5, 10, 40? No less than 1,200. The only way to be happy is for everyone to be made equal. So, we must burn the books, Montag. All the books.
When will they learn? Probably never. I don't even know what is going on here, but people who think they know better than the fans will continue to fail. The Artemis Fowl trailer came out today, and Disney massacred our boy. Pour one out for Artemis Fowl, the likes of Percy Jackson, as well as Golden Compass. These are all just awful renditions that ultimately all failed at the box office, from what I can tell. Obviously, we can look at reviews for, how about Percy Jackson? Or how about we look at Golden Compass? All these movies just are awful. And that's what happens when you think you know better than the books. And the rage has already begun. The long gestating Artemis Fowl movie may not be what fans are expecting. I don't understand this. Why? Why? When you say, well, we're going to take the IP and we're going to just do what we want with it. We're going to change the character because we think that's what's good. Why wouldn't you just call it something else?
All right, save my father, save the world.
Whole team ready, tell them we on deck.
Hey, hold up!
This Artemis Fowl trailer looks like some sort of half-baked Men in Black for kids. It is trash. And maybe if you had called it something else, again, perhaps you had had a chance. The backfire for this is just as bad as Ghostbusters 2016. You call a movie Ghostbusters, but you don't want to respect any of the lore, and that's exactly what Artemis Fowl is doing. Trailer hints at the movie mixing the first and second books without the whole kidnapping a fairy bit. See, Artemis Fowl is essentially a criminal mastermind as a kid. And in the second book, well, I'll get to it. How does one describe Artemis Fowl? Various psychiatrists have tried and failed. The main problem is Artemis's own intelligence. He has puzzled the greatest medical minds. He has sent many of them gibbering to their own hospitals. Yet, we see none of that in the official trailer for Artemis Fowl. Disney's feature film, the adaptation of the beloved Aaron Koffler books, are about a ruthless, cold-blooded young criminal mastermind, except in the Artemis Fowl movie, he's a superhero. Watch the Artemis Fowl trailer. No, I'm not going to do. There is an elite club of feature film adaptations that have been condemned by their fan bases as scourges upon the earth. And oh boy, is Artemis Fowl looking like it's ready to join their ranks. The fantasy sci-fi books captured the imaginations of thousands of readers who were fascinated by the boy genius who started out as a villain, kidnapper, who held fairies for ransom so he could steal their gold. We would learn, of course, that this was for good cause, to finance a mission to find his long-missing father and heal a sickly mother. But Artemis Fowl never lost his ruthlessness and was so uncommon in a child protagonist and a central appeal of the Artemis Fowl books. That's all changed with the Disney adaptation of Artemis Fowl, which seems to feature a completely different central character. He's just a normal kid now, albeit one whose family seems to dabble in fairy elements, which he learns when his father goes missing. Now Artemis Fowl, rather than being the anti-hero arc all of our book readers know and love, is a lame superhero movie. His fairy foes, Holly and Mulch, are now his allies for some reason, and Butler is his mentor who trains him to be a defender of fairies. Looks cheesy and bad, and no, you can't win us over with the surprise Colin Farrell cameo as Artemis's dad. I can't begin to describe my disappointment with the trailer and how it fundamentally changes everything I loved about Artemis Fowl. Looks like I can add another one of my favorite childhood properties to the butchered by Hollywood list. And let's look at this is actually quite interesting, this part. If we look at the official trailer, maybe what I'll do is I'll put some, I'll go through some of the trailer, just showing some screens, and maybe that will help. I've watched it a few times. I haven't added my vote here, but yeah, there we go. Let's take a look. Should we make a movie about the Artemis Fowl series? Should we read the books first? Nah. I don't think this will do so well at the box office. We'll see when it's released. I think Disney Plus would have been a better option. I agree. Where's the cold-hearted criminal mastermind that is Artemis Fowl II? This isn't his story. Artemis Fowl is a great book series. The trailer reminds me of Percy Jackson's movies. Please don't give Artemis the same treatment you did to PJO. They Never Learn, Divergent, Aragon, Percy Jackson, Seventh Son, Mortal Instruments, and now this. I can accept that they want to mix book 1 and 2 and make Artemis look like the, quote, good guy. In the end, that he allies with the fairies, and in the end of half of the film, like beginning, capture Holly, and attack Troll in the second half. But why change the story? Men in Black, Artemis Fowl. That's the exact feel I get from the trailer. From Wiki, Artemis is a cold, cynical, and often outright ruthless in his manipulation of people for his own ends. Following his father's presumed death, Artemis stops attending his boarding school, assumed control of the foul criminal empire, and embarked on a crime spree to restore the family fortune and fund the Arctic expeditions to rescue his father. This kid looks a bit too much like the bewildered passenger in his own story. Artemis Fowl starts out in the driver's seat when we meet him in the books. Artemis was the villain in the first book. All the other books are redemption stories from his evil doings. I mean, everybody is just roasting this. If you look at the original tweet, look at what's happening here. Ew, why would you do this? They've massacred my boy. We've got competition for the worst book-to-movie adaptation. Hollywood, we need more representation of minorities in film. Quick, what we should do. What should we do? Also Hollywood, I got it. Let's turn a white butler black so we can insert a black man as a servant in a rich white family. Artemis doesn't feel right. He's cold and calculated, and this kid wants to save the world. What is this garbage? It's not Artemis Fowl. This is just foul. Someone clearly didn't read the book. Artemis is supposed to be a cold, calculating criminal mastermind, and the butler is basically Agent 47 from Hitman. Also, why are he and Holly acting like besties in this? He literally kidnapped her in the book. It goes all the way down. Same guy wrote the script for Green Lantern. Explains a lot. I've been waiting 16 years to get fan fiction. I mean, why? I don't understand. Artemis Fowl is a normal kid. Artemis Fowl is a hero. Butler is black. Julius Root is a woman. Fowl Sr. is a master criminal and very much alive. Molly Short being friendly with Artemis. Just so many. Everything's changing. It's like you have perhaps the name and the fact that it's a kid who, is in some sort of... I mean, look at the... oh my God. Okay, look at this. This is they even use like the same font as Men in Black. Where is this? Let me bring up the trailer here. If you look at some of this stuff, it's absolute garbage. You have this kid. They do kind of hint at a little bit, obviously, of training. You have Colin Farrell, which is good. He finds out his dad is, evil criminal mastermind. And then it says, oh, we're going to just give you all these tools like Men in Black or John Wick, and we're just going to ignore all of the book lore. It's ridiculous. Look at this picture. He looks like an idiot. You should have at least dressed him up like I don't know. The suit doesn't even look like it fits him right, to be honest with you. I don't understand what they're thinking when they think that they know better than the fandom. And everyone's already covering it that way. Talks of Artemis Fowl movie have circulated since 2001. Now, finally, 19 years later, the boy criminal mastermind gets his due on the big screen. Hardcore fans of the book, however, might be surprised to learn that the plot of the movies deviates entirely from the first book. Instead, it seems to be some sort of hybrid between the first book, wherein Artemis first encounters fairies, and in the second, in which he and his new fairy pals team up to save his father. Another key difference seems to be that the movie, Artemis discovers a fairy world after his father's disappearance, whereas in the book, he just goes ahead and kidnaps fairies because he's a little jerk. This particular version of Artemis Fowl, directed by Kenneth Branagh, has been in the works since 2015. The film had original release date of August 2019, but was pushed back. $7 billion movies may have been enough for 1 year for Disney. Artemis Fowl, I mean, I don't think that Artemis Fowl is going to do very good. I thought the last time I saw the trailer for this, where is the, I mean, you just think, I guess Hollywood thinks that we're just going to go ahead and ignore the original fandom and we're going to try to spin up all new fans. Not a good idea. These are the people that are supposed to be doing your free marketing for you. These are the people that are going to review your movie very poorly. These are the people that are not going to spread the good word of your movie, and they shouldn't, because you've disrespected the fandom. It's Ghostbusters 2016 all over again. Good job, Disney. Can't wait to see this one fail too.